If you're interested in playing Wasteland 3, in my mind, it's gonna be the sleeper and probably the most underrated game of 2020, being a post-apocalyptic tactical role-playing game. I know about 5 games that'll give you a similar vibe. What up everybody, welcome to the channel. I am your host Mike Fury and I make informative videos just like this one, so please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. And if you want to become part of the family, Patreon's down in the description below. So with that being said guys, here are 5 games to play before you jump into Wasteland 3. Number 5. Mutant Year Zero. This is a tactical action RPG with a cool story, amazing atmosphere, and loads of exploration. Now do keep in mind, at its core gameplay loop, you will have stealth and strategy, and this making it a little bit more different than what a Wasteland is, even though there's stuff in Wasteland of course, but this is at its core gameplay. You don't need to play stuff at all in both of these titles if you don't want to. Now there's really nothing else like Mutant Year Zero, since this, instead of being a post-apocalyptic adventure, of course there's a post-apocalyptic elements into it. This is a post-human world that has been reclaimed by nature and mutants. You can find Mutant Year Zero right now at $35, that's retail, but it goes on sale often, usually being found at around $15 and anything under the $15. Number 4. XCOM 2, the godfather of all tactical strategy RPGs. And it's quite possibly the best game on this list depending on who you ask. It's fun, addictive, and super difficult gameplay is the cause of its praise, and it's like absurd. You will never understand the pain, the anguish, the despair that you experience when you miss a 97% chance of hitting an attack. You'll never know, like you'll literally have "Hello Darkness, my old friend" playing in the background when that happens to you. And this game is good for it, trust me. There will be moments where you'll be like, oh, that's a dead-on shot, and all of a sudden everybody in your squad misses and you lose every single one of your members. But it's that good, since the fact that it's always churning out new soldiers for you to use and everything like that. Now do keep in mind that it has more, it's more than just tactical strategy. It's world, the mechanics that are involved, the research and development of soldiers, weapons, and everything, and then the randomness of finding special soldiers out in the world. That is awesome. You can find XCOM 2 still at $60. Surprisingly, it's held its value, but it usually goes on sale at $25 for the collection. Please, if you're gonna buy it, buy the collection for $25. Wait for it to be on sale. It brings all of that glorious DLC. 3. Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. Both of them, I believe, are underrated, and both are super deep role-playing games with lore galore. It is just, it's phenomenal. The amount of reading that you will be basically consumed by, it's gonna be something like, that's probably the biggest point where people are like, oh, I gotta read this, and then they get turned off by it. But if you just stick with the reading, because it's so well done, and the amount of characters that you can actually get immersed by like the level of depth that they actually went into. It's Obsidian at the end of the day. They know exactly what they're doing when it comes to RPGs. And this is a party-based real-time gameplay with exploration. It'll have side quests, skills that you can master, and it's just, it's awesome. It's completely awesome. You can find Pillars of Eternity 1 and or 2 usually around $30, but you could also find the collections of each game around under $25. Number 2. Fallout New Vegas, my favorite game of all time. What can I say about Fallout New Vegas that you guys haven't heard in the review? And you guys killed it with over 1,000 views. You know what? Thank you guys so much. But it's the factions, the dialogue, the weapons, the amazing weapons, the customization, the awesome locations that you can find. There's really nothing like out there, nothing like New Vegas. The companions, the choices and consequence, the multiple endings. You forget how amazing the base game is because it also has amazing DLC as well. And the best part is you can find it dirt cheap. Fallout New Vegas at its base state can be found for $10. The Ultimate Edition is $20, but goes on sale, and you can buy the Ultimate Edition for like $7 all the time. Every single summer sale, every single winter sale, at any point in time, you can find it at around $7 or $8. Number 1, Divinity Original Sin 2. Dubbed the greatest RPG of the decade, quite possibly of the generation. It is the ultimate role-playing fantasy. And people would say, hey, that's a fantasy game, we're talking about post-apocalyptic here. You don't get it. I don't believe that. I believe that Wasteland 3 is going to be the counterpart to Divinity Original Sin 2 of how great of an RPG it is. So looking at it from that perspective, you will also get the different races. Just like in Wasteland, you'll have your different types of characters that you could create and or use the duels by. You'll have the different races, the different cast of characters that will each have their own personalities. You'll have co-op gameplay, just like in Divinity Original Sin. Wastelander 3 will have co-op as well. You can play it with a friend. You'll have very deep tactical gameplay, a level of depth that again, games with all the graphical fidelity, all the amazing gameplay that they have, they don't get to this level of depth unless you have people who know how to do RPGs. And Larian and Obsidian, and on top of that, if I'm not mistaken, In Exile's Entertainment, I think is what they're called, they know how to do really great, deep RPGs. Every interaction, the freedom of choice, the consequences, the factions, everything is going to be tailored to what you want to do. And that's what I love about all these RPGs. And the same thing could be said about Wastelanders 3 and Divinity Original Sin. It's just different. Like every other game, including Fallout New Vegas. I like Fallout New Vegas because it's my favorite game of all time, obviously. I like it for a bunch of reasons, but it's just different. Like Divinity Original Sin is just different, you guys. And I'm gonna stop, all right? I've said enough about this. It is, number 1, you can find it at $45 MSRP, but like always, you can find these games on sale for under $30 and sometimes around $20. And that is it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to become part of the family, Patreon's down in the description below, along with all my social media links, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I am your host, Mike Fury. It's been a pleasure. Until next time, Mike off.